Okay.
Ain't tryna talk, girl, just leave me alone. You know what I be on. Ain't picking up my phone till I'm in the baddest zone. My racing, my head is gone. Racing towards
Headstones came from bottles and broken homes.
And I know when I'm
Dead wrong.
still gon' sing that song. Cause the moments don't last long. My past is my past, dog. And we gon' move past strong. The leader, I promise I'll speak ya. If I don't need ya, I sell a visa. Shit to Belize, put it all on the visa. With a bad bitch, I admire her features. I don't see niggas, yeah, I'm playing, but I'm not. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bitch, you can't compare me cause I'm hot. Oh, hell no. First thing I bought was ice when I got that guap. Whole night froze. They claiming that place, but that's my spot. Go, bitch, go. They thinking I'm playing, but I'm not. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bitch, you can't compare me cause I'm hot. Oh, hell no. First thing I bought was ice when I got that guap. Whole night froze. They claiming that place, but that's my spot. Go, bitch. Bitch, get a motherfucking jump off. To my fans, I motherfucking love y'all. She gon' help me get a nut off. But I wonder how much that it's gon' cost. Fuck it, don't matter, it's no loss. Champagne in my bladder, I'm so soft. We fuck go to bed, wake up, fuck again. Then I just motherfucking doze off. You can't fuck me pussy, you so soft. So lit, I told Rudolph her nose off. Before I hit you with the buckshot. Now we gon' see who it's tough.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to another special show. The Untouched Radio Show.
Very special.
Untouched Radio Podcast. Untouched Live. I got my brother from another.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a good one for you guys, man. I got my boy Galaxy in the building right now. And we're going to have some fun today, bro. We're going to have some fun. How you doing, first off?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Good to be here with you.
Yeah, man. Like, it's dope, man, when I think about when we first met, we did like a silly video. Remember the video?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. I think you were already shooting a video that day.
Yeah, yep.
They want me to kill them.
Yeah.
I just might.
And
then we did a silly video where we were all pretending to play instruments that I don't even think were in the beat.
No, at all.
I think I was playing an accordion.
Yeah, that was hilarious, man. But it's dope, man. We came a long way since then, bro. It's dope to still be able to call you my brother and for us to still be doing this the way we're doing this.
Likewise,
man.
Absolutely.
It's awesome, man.
Absolutely.
So
that seems like forever ago, but just the other day too.
Right.
It's been some years.
Right, bro. It flew by. Like Big Bro always say, shout out to Big Bro, man. He always says, time has wings, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, he always says that. So
I thought that came from Tone, but that came from JR.
Yeah, that's a JR.
But Tone adopted that.
Yeah, he did. For
time
sure.
has wings.
For sure. He keeps that going, bro. That's a fact. Yeah, man. So let's get into it, bro. Early influences, man, with music, how did that come about? What
like as far as me being a music fan or me starting to do music
before you even started doing it, appreciating music in its fashion.
So like I grew up with my dad playing music in the house all the time, playing the guitar, playing old classic rock and country songs, and
right.
That wasn't really ever my speed, but I always admired him always constantly working on something. And my mom would always be listening to like some Michael Jackson, or she actually put me on to like probably some of the first hip hop I heard, like Curtis Blow. These are the Braves, you know what I mean? And
that's great.
But
I went to school with Curtis Blow, actually.
Really?
College.
That's a story we'll have to get into.
Yeah, we'll have to get into that. Yeah, he went to the same school I went to. It's kind of cool.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But
so I was always around music like my whole life. And then when I was 9, 10, 11, I started really realizing that I loved music and getting into some punk rock and different bands that my sister was listening to. And
to name a few, what bands?
Oh, like we were listening to The Offspring when I was a kid. My sister was like always way more into a lot of the like more hardcore, heavy shit, which I got into a little bit later. But, you know, when I was young, it was like Green Day, The Offspring,
Copy,
Good
yeah.
Charlotte, you know, stuff like that. And then, you know, like Blink and all that. But when I was like 12, the Carter 3 came out.
Oh, and it was over from there.
I was 12 or 13 when the Carter 3 came out. It was over from there. I think I started writing my first bar like the next day.
That's fire.
And
I love when artists can do that, and they're so good that they just make you wanna do it too.
So
You know
I
what I'm
had been a casual hip hop fan, and again, I'm like 12, 13 years old at the time that I'm talking about, and I had been a casual hip hop fan. The Carter 3 came out, and I wanted to know everything that ever existed about hip hop. So like I really grew up in the era of like the artists from my generation that I like was listening to heavy was like old Wayne mixtapes. Fab was always dropping mixtapes.
Yeah.
You know, 50.
That was such a good era. The mixtape era was. Ooh,
Oh, I love the mixtape era. That's that's my shit.
Sheesh.
And then, you know, and then I started to do the knowledge and like, so, you know, some of my biggest influence, I would say I've always really liked Southern rap and East Coast rap. So like some of my favorites are Wayne, like I said, Boosie, Gucci. And then as far as like lyricists, like my favorite lyricists of all time, you're talking like Biggie, Nas, your Jays, you know, DMX probably
Oh man.
top. It's hard for me to pick favorite rappers,
Rest
but
in peace, man.
yeah,
To
rest
the
in peace
X,
to a legend. Like
Word.
It's Dark and Hell is Hot, probably still one of the best albums ever to be created, in my opinion. You know, but yeah, mad influences, bro. Like,
Yeah, that's
and even
dope.
from like a little bit later, like what was hot that when I was growing up that I gravitated towards a lot, like, you know, your Kendricks, Meek. I was definitely listening to like French Montana and the Coke Boys era was my shit. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just love music, man, and I love the poetry and the, you know, the way you can just express yourself through words. Like, I've always been attracted to people who and like gravitate towards people who can just make you think with their words. You
Yeah.
know, like tell a story or just say some fly dope shit or, you know, make you think like just with clever words has always been, yeah. So
That's why bars are always so important, bro. Like I was talking about that with T. We were saying how you have to pay attention to what the artist is saying because that
too many
could be-
people just say anything.
Yeah, and that's their story, man. Like a lot of people realize like music is fun and entertaining, but it also has a deeper meaning too, you know.
For sure.
Yeah, that's when you mention an artist like DMX, you know, all his music wasn't fun and entertaining.
Nah, but
I mean,
it was
super
real.
entertaining.
It was entertaining, but it wasn't
real. It
ha
wasn't-
ha joke,
right.
you know, but it was or something just to take light like that. Yeah, a lot of those albums like still it's hard and aggressive, but it's got something to say.
Yo,
you know?
and it was probably one of the most creative albums, bro. Like he was super creative. DMX, the way he used to like deliver his music, bro. Them Damien
He
records.
just Damien is one of my
Crazy.
favorites. Absolutely.
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
that whole series, but the first one especially.
Yeah, man.
Just like Chucky. Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
Just like Chucky.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's
Um,
that shit.
Yeah, so you know, with all those influences with music, and you said you wrote your bars the next day. So was that Wayne's album? Was that the first album you purchased?
Might have been.
Copy.
That's probably the first rap album I purchased, yeah.
Okay.
But I've always been super into like collecting physical media, like I still do, you know. If something comes out that I want to own, like I'd like to physically be able to have it in a collection, and so I still buy CDs and movies and shit like that.
That's fire, man. You always got to support that way. I think having something physical, especially now in this digital era, you know, you lose the appreciation of having something physically in your possession.
For sure.
You know, to say, hey, this is mine, you know.
And like, sorry, I didn't mean to
Nah,
cut you
you
off.
good, bro. Are you good?
And like when you had that, like I think of going and buying, like say, you know, all the Carter albums, or when I'm young, I'm, going in, I still have my, obviously it's years later, but I was born the year before Illmatic came out, but I still have like my, Illmatic that I bought when I was a teenager, and like I have all that shit and somewhere in my mom's basement. Like,
had to get that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's dope.
But I remember like during that time, before streaming and everything, you would go buy an album and you didn't know if it was going to be fire or not.
Right.
But you bought it because you liked the person,
right.
So like you would go buy an album, and whether you loved it or not, you would listen to it all the way through. And if you loved it, it would be in your car or, in the stereo for months. Like that was the anthem for, I think that's why music was more timeless. Like, because you would have those memories attached to buying it, opening it up, looking at the CD cover, and
forget about it.
All that shit.
Like JR, man, big bro, he always used to take me to school and things like that in his car, and he used to have that was back when, and people still do it now, but not as crazy as they used to when they used to have the rattling.
Oh yeah.
Trunk.
Yeah, absolutely. You shatter the neighbors' windows rolling by. I think that's why I have tinnitus in my ears now.
Right.
From all my friends thinking it was like, oh yo, go put the 12s, go put the,
right.
Put the bass in the trunk.
Right, and it was so funny because we would be so locked into the music. There'd be no conversation happening, just us appreciating the music being as loud as it possibly can be.
For sure.
And, that was always dope to have the CD in there, and he would have the the multiple disc changer, so go to CD 5.
And you didn't even know the name of the song. You just like, yo, play track 6 again. Yeah, for sure.
That was a fun time, bro. That was a fun time. So when I think about hip hop and what it means to me and how it influenced me to write, I started more into jazz music early on, but I always listened to hip hop.
Sure.
And
jazz is a huge influence in like those early 90s, like that's those jazz and those beat break samples that like bro. Pete Rock was sampling, and jazz is a foundation of hip hop too, I feel like.
So I used to write rhymes because I was into poetry. So speaking of like being into the lyrics and what having meaning, deeper meaning, like that's how it all started for me. So when I used to start putting my lyrics to jazz beats in the beginning, so like I had I always can remember my first rap. So like I say that to say, do you have any idea like how your first rap went, or like kind of how you approached it?
Man, I still have some of my like first raps that I ever recorded somewhere. Okay. Yeah, I have like a mixtape that I made in like high school called Celebration, and I still have a couple copies of that. And those were all like I said, I was super influenced by like the mixtape kind of culture at the time, and from physical mixtapes to everything was on Dat Piff, like you get like, to bring back up like Fab or Wayne would hit you with a dedication or a soul tape, and they'd just be rapping on top of other people's beats. Yeah. So that's what I thought it was. That's what I was like. That's what I wanted to do. So I would just always like, at the beginning, like I was always rapping over other beats that I thought were dope. Like there was like a hot song right there. Like I remember, damn, I can't remember the name of the song, but yeah, there's a few. It would have been written like first time I sat down to write some bars. It was definitely like me approaching it like, let me take somebody's song and make it dope and make it mine, and make it different.
Remix.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was. I remember just being in the house because I wanted to just, as soon as I got home from school, couldn't wait to get to my computer just to rap over a beat I heard to see if they had the instrumental out there
for
somewhere,
sure.
Man. Like I remember like that hunger to just like, oh, that beat's fire.
Let me
see, they went crazy. Let me see what
I can
do.
find this. Yeah, and then like that was always fun too to throw on like popular beats when you're with some homies and freestyling and and just see like where somebody's gonna take it, like for sure. Yeah
man. changing directions a little bit, man. I know you are also like a film guy, man. You like to watch movies and things like that, bro. But
Yeah, I consider myself a amateur B movie horror critic with no audience.
I hear that. I hear that. So what I like to do is top threes, and not necessarily what you think is the best top three, like the greatest top three, but your like faves, like some go-to heavy spins for you if you was to go to some three movies that you could always watch,
that I could watch over and over again. I'm gonna say this is hard because I have a lot. Like
I know I love when
I'm mainly a huge horror guy, but my top favorite, like, rewatchable, throw it on anytime movies, like, well, Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite movie of all time. So I would definitely put that in there. And then I'm going to probably have to go Training Day, Hustle and Flow. And Hustle and Flow might just be thrown in there because I just watched it again for the first time in a few years and remembered how fucking great Terrence Howard is.
Yeah, he murdered that movie.
That movie is great,
so
man.
Good, so good.
That is a great
underrated.
movie.
Like, that's an underrated movie.
It's an underrated movie for sure. But, I mean, I feel like it had its impact at the time, but I don't hear people bring that one up as much nowadays. But I still love that movie. Yeah. I love Ludacris in there as was it Skinny Black?
Skinny, yeah.
Yeah, he throws his tape away.
Tape away.
That was crazy.
And that's so real because that happens, man. So often when, excuse me, like when artists, it's unfortunate, you know, us as artists and other independent artists, they put so much time and effort and, you know, they're coming from some dark places and music in a way saved their life
for sure,
and they're
have that disrespected like that.
Right.
But that's why you can't put your stock into one person. Like in that movie, he's banking everything on this meeting with him, and if he listens to the tape and likes it, that he's out of here. But how few people actually get on that way is like, you know, really
slim to none,
and like what really pays off is longevity and never giving up. Like, just keep going. If you love making music, like we were talking about this earlier, I can't imagine and ever, you know, giving up music. But some people will get discouraged by shit like that. And this is a crazy left conversation from talking about hustle and flow.
But like that's like it's dope because it's a nice segue into like how we, you know, approach music and how music is so important to us. And when artists, like I was saying, put so much into it, and then you have someone who's on, you know, they have the ability to do that, like just in the instant, just by attaching themselves to you. And then now they have a situation where they can just throw it away, pretend that they want it. You know, I much rather them just diss it right in front of me, like just right
instead
away.
Instead of turning around and I got you. Yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna work. Like, and then you turn around and disrespect me like that. Like, yeah, for sure.
Hustle and Flow was a great movie.
I love that movie, man. Yeah, for sure. Come on, man. We gotta get this money, man. And I love. Oh, and before we switch topics, I love the white dude who's like, "Can't we all just smoke a joint?"
Yes.
That dude should be in more movies.
Yes, he was hilarious. You ever seen him with Eddie Griffin? I think it was called The Nice Guy or something like that.
I don't know, but he looks familiar. But I can't think of anything else that he's in. But if he's in that.
That movie's hilarious.
I'll have to spin that. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah. He's like the kid that they had to try to make cool. And Eddie Griffin was responsible for it, to try to make him popular and cool.
Nice.
Oh, God. That movie's hilarious.
Funny. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. Put it on the list. I got a long movie watch list.
Yeah. Speaking of funny, man, I know you to be like a big fan of comedy.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. You got a top three, like, comedians? Stand up?
100%. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I love music. I love horror movies.
Yeah.
And like if I'm at home, it's funny because like I don't like that many comedy movies. I like older comedy movies.
Sure.
I like older movies in general, but I love stand-up comedy. So like
Yeah.
when I'm at home, I'm either watching like some disgusting horror shit, or I'm like being a child laughing
Yeah.
at like silly jokes or cartoons.
Sure.
So, but
From one extreme to the next.
for sure, favorite comedian of all time, definitely Eddie Murphy,
Ooh.
without a doubt.
Hands down.
That's my number one.
Got it.
I have probably watched Raw and Delirious 1,000 times. Like we'll just put that on at home and literally quote the whole thing, but still laugh every time.
Yeah.
Every time. So yeah, I think he's such a legend because he just hit you with the 2 specials and then was out.
He was out.
Like I'm
Mic
Dr.
drop.
Doolittle now or whatever. Yeah.
Mic drop.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Eddie's number 1. Probably Chappelle after that.
Yeah, Chappelle's.
Chappelle is the legend.
Wow.
Definitely the legend. I think he's the best comedian doing comedy right now.
Talking about longevity, right?
Yeah, talk about longevity for sure.
Somebody that just kept at it. You know, he wasn't taking that serious early on when he came out.
No,
They wasn't
but
really.
people once he got the Chappelle show, it was a smash hit.
Oh yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't think people knew, like, oh, this guy who's doing these silly ass skits about the pop copy and everything.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
his comedy is like so genius because he can make the most real topic funny, but also like he'll teach you some shit.
Yeah.
Like that's why I say he's definitely Eddie Murphy's my favorite, but Dave Chappelle I would say is the best comedian still working right now.
Oh yeah.
If
Once
Eddie
he
puts
hits
out
the
once
stage.
special, we'll reevaluate.
Yeah, right.
But
once he
Dave
hits
is
the stage,
amazing.
it's like wow, like he takes over. He takes over the stage, bro.
For sure. And yeah, you got to respect Dave because like he went on SNL and told everybody who was super excited to be able to watch Chappelle's show online. He went online and told everybody, or he went on SNL and told everybody, don't watch me on Netflix, don't watch me on HBO, I'm not getting paid. And enough of his fans quit watching that Netflix and HBO paid him.
Yeah.
That's like,
That's power.
that's power, bro. That's awesome. Like that's
shout out to
not a lot of
Dave.
people could do. Not many people at all could do that. Like, you know, everybody pirate shit and people. You know, back in the day it was like LimeWire stealing the music. You got to really respect somebody to be like, all right, I'm not gonna watch your show even though I want to. You know.
Right.
But that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
man.
crazy.
So number 3.
Oh yeah, that's all. Yeah, I forgot. There's a third. Oh, those are like 2 easy ones, and then
Yeah.
after that it gets difficult. Those are 2 like
the
those
third
are the
one is
obvious 2.
interchangeable.
The third one could be a lot of people. I don't know. I don't know. It could be. I would say it could be. It could be either. It could be Andrew Dice Clay, or it could be Cat.
Ooh.
I don't know if I can pick between them.
Those 2 I got to duke it out between them as far as, you know what I mean, like the number 3 slot for comedians for you.
Especially
I
on
love
like
it.
the rewatchability, like I'll still watch those old specials over and over again, and like just it's still just as funny even though I know all the words, you know.
Yeah, facts. Cat's one of my favorite comedians.
I saw Cat.
Oh, you saw him live?
Yeah, when he was
Get
in
out.
Albany. Yeah,
That's fire.
that was awesome. Just to see him, especially like touring again, was
That's
dope.
dope.
Because I'm still watching the specials from 2008. You know,
Yeah.
he's put out other stuff since then, but
Yeah.
like Pimp Chronicles, that's a rewatch
That's
many
dope.
times. I like to listen to comedy when I'm like on road trips too.
Yeah,
you
no
know.
doubt.
Just listen to the jokes and shit, pass the time. Just like
Yeah.
listening to a podcast, you know.
Yeah, you got to catch some Cookie Hull. She's really good. Yeah, that's the one I bumped into on the plane, man.
Yeah, yep.
Coming from Atlanta.
You were telling me, for sure.
She's really good, man. She's really good. And she used to work with Cat and work with a lot of, big time artists. And
That's wild just to bump into her on a
comedians.
plane. Like,
Right.
I love when shit like that happens.
Yeah,
you know,
sat
just-
next to her and everything, and it was a vibe. It was a vibe. She was super cool and dope, for real, man. Shout out to Cookie Hull, man. Next time
Shout
you're
out.
in New York, man, holla at us. Untouched pull up. That's a fact.
Yes, we will.
Word. But yeah, man. So top 3 comedians, and it kind of went to a 4th, and that's okay.
Yeah.
we love it. We love it.
I don't know if I can
Comedians are
decide.
dope. Comedians are dope.
And there's a lot of other people I like too. I like Brian Regan is like just super silly. I like Chris D'Elia and Bill Burr. Like, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. So many. Mike Epps. Mike Epps.
His special.
Mike Epps is great too. Yeah.
He had really good. All of his comedy specials are hilarious. To
Yeah,
me.
he's just so
He always
original
makes it-
too.
Yeah,
Like,
he is.
yeah, for sure. Shit, he says it doesn't even have to be a joke. Just the way he says it. Like,
Yeah.
he's got just that presence. Yeah, I love Mike Epps.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a lot. Love comedy. Comedy movies kind of suck nowadays, but I like.
Yeah,
there's
it's a
still
little-
good stand-up comedians.
It's a little bubbly or like over
I'm
the
probably just
top.
being a hater, but yeah, it just doesn't. I don't know.
Sometimes they don't do it.
I don't
off-
catch too many comedy movies that have me laughing. Like,
Yeah, I watch cartoon movies that make me laugh. I watch all of those make me laugh now. Those are my comedy movies.
yeah, I
my
mean,
kids, I watch some comedy.
I watch cartoon. Wow, I can't talk. Having a baby, even though she's young, gives me just a reason to watch cartoons
Yeah.
even more than I used to.
Oh yeah.
So we're at home watching The Simpsons and old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and
yeah, all that.
you know.
All that. Any favorite cartoons growing up, man? Was you had any go-tos?
Well, speaking of which, I just got all my favorite cartoons and favorite horror characters tattooed on me today.
Hey, that's dope.
So I would say the people I got on me:
Yeah.
Bart, Beavis and Butthead. When I was a kid, Scooby Doo was my thing. So
yes.
Shaggy.
Shaggy.
But yeah, The Simpsons is my favorite. The Simpsons is definitely my favorite TV show of all time.
Shaggy,
I think the first 10 years of The Simpsons was the best.
I think
thing
Shaggy
ever on
was super
television.
high all the time.
I always said that too. He's
Yeah,
got to be.
Gotta be.
I mean, they're running around solving mysteries. Who the fuck knows how many ghosts are out in,
Right.
wherever they're at?
Right.
I don't know. Or
Goodness.
how many people pretending to be ghosts.
Right.
But then Shaggy and Scooby are always scared and sleepy and hungry,
Yeah.
and they drive a hippie van. Yeah, they were high all the
they're
time.
high all the
for
time.
sure.
All the time.
See the way they take down a triple-decker, quadruple sandwich.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh man.
I've been there.
I've been there. Been there.
Yeah, I love that. But no, I love The Simpsons. When I was a kid, I mean, I grew up in the Nickelodeon era.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cat Dog, Angry Beavers,
Oh man, all of that. All of that.
Ah Real Monsters, and Ed and Eddie. Ed and
Yeah.
Eddie was my shit.
Yes.
I love
yes.
Ed and Eddie.
Yo, the concept of that, is that true about them actually being dead?
I don't know, but it tripped me out when I read it. They have all these people have different theories online
Now
about
that
all
I
these
look
different
at
cartoons.
it,
It
it's
makes
like,
sense, right?
whoa,
They said that
that was
in
heavy.
Ed and Eddie, all the kids are like dead, but they're in purgatory.
Right.
So that's why you never see any parents, and that's
Yeah.
why they can never leave the cul-de-sac.
That's
Like,
deep.
it's crazy when you rewatch those episodes. It
Yeah.
gets dark now.
Well, it did. Like I rewatched it after you told me about that.
And like
And it
they're
was like,
supposed
whoa,
to be
this is different.
all the
Okay.
kids are from different eras. So like
It's still funny as shit. Though.
it is funny. Yeah,
It's still
I forget the
funny and
characters'
hilarious.
names, but the Ed with the hat, Double D, I think. He was like the one from the '90s. That's why he knew about all
Yeah.
the tech.
Yeah.
And then the girl with the pants,
Mm-hmm.
with the blonde hair, she was like from the '80s. The
Yeah.
one dude on the farm like died in like the '40s on his family's
Yeah.
farm or whatever. So yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Definitely, it gives you a reason to rewatch it.
Yeah, yeah. Ed and Eddie, wow. I was a big Hey Arnold fan.
Oh, I love Hey Arnold. Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought that was a dope show to have as a kid, to show like the diversity.
For sure. Hey Arnold,
of-
Arnold
yeah.
and Gerald just
Yeah,
kicking it, homies.
kicking it, and like they had, it was so diverse, man. That whole, so
Yeah.
it was full of culture.
Yeah, that was a dope show.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, man. Like Arnold and Gerald had to be the smoothest, like
And who was the-
young guys.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yeah. He had the dopest room too. Arnold's room was
I
like
know.
fire.
Didn't you want that?
Yeah,
I
what?
wanted that. I was
Bro,
like, yo, how
had
do
the
we
ceiling
build
open
this?
up. Yeah,
Didn't he have like the
ceiling.
slide or something in the room? Yeah,
bro.
I need
his
this.
room was everything, bro.
And then who was the girl that was always bullying them?
Oh, Helga.
Yeah, Helga. Yep.
Oh man.
Yep. That was a good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
classic, bro.
Classic.
What happened to? Yeah, I feel like it happens to everybody. Like you get to a point where you're like, everything that was like cool when you were young, you're like, why don't they make shit like this anymore? You know.
Right.
But that's how I feel. Like,
Yo, did you used to watch Courage the Cowardly
Of
Dog? Yo,
course.
that one was
was
so
spooky.
dope.
I loved it. Yeah.
That was really good.
I loved it. Yeah, absolutely.
One of my favorite episodes when like they had the evil spirit coming out of the water, bro.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Had me bugging out in the shower, like
There was some-
waiting for some shit to pop up out of there as a kid. Like,
For sure, 100%. I was all, like I said, horror. I love horror, and I loved like monster movies and stuff when I was a kid. So
Yeah.
Courage was always right up my alley. You
Yeah.
know, and there was some. You're right. There was some episodes in that where, like, as a kid, you'd be like, "Man,
Yeah,
kind of spooked
it's
now." I
kinda
don't know.
wild. It's kinda
I don't
wild.
know if I can walk past that closet or
Yeah. And it was, and what was cool because they say dogs can see like that kind of activity in a way.
For
Like,
sure, yeah.
They always say that.
People think that dogs are more likely to like see spirits and stuff.
Yeah, and his
That's why they're always staring at. Shit.
what was the old man and he was hilarious.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, with the
the
dog.
old man and his wife.
Yeah,
With the
that
dog,
was
and they
great.
never saw any of the stuff. Yeah.
Right, it was great.
Yeah, I love that. That makes me think of too, because I think that was Cartoon Network. Billy and Mandy too.
Yes.
The two kids that were just
Yes.
best friends with the Grim Reaper.
Yes. Yes.
Man,
Man,
The
cartoons,
90s, man. Yeah.
cartoons is it. Speaking of the 90s, man, you got a dope record out, man. Go check that. 90s baby.
oh yeah. If you want, if
Yeah.
you can relate to all the nostalgia that we're talking about right now,
Yeah.
you'll love that video.
Yeah,
It's all
you
in
gotta
there.
go check that out, man.
Nintendo
Tell 'em.
64s and 90s cartoons and
Yeah, man. Let them know where to find it, man. Where they can check it out.
right now that video is actually only on Facebook, but
Okay, copy on
if,
the Untouched.
it's going to
the
be on my
Untouched
next
Facebook.
album, and also if you Google Galaxy the Rapper, it'll actually come up even on Facebook because that's like one of my most
That's
viewed
dope.
videos. Yeah,
That's dope. Yeah, man. Definitely check that out. That's a dope song. The way you flipped all the cartoons in with it.
Yeah.
and that was clever, bro.
I appreciate you.
Yeah,
I appreciate
man.
you.
That-
Yeah,
yeah, you could
that was a fun
definitely-
one. I made that beat too. I made that beat and engineered that song.
Yeah, that's fire. And that was your first beat you made?
First beat that I put out with me rapping over it.
That's fire.
I had made a couple other before that. There's actually one. There's one that me and Tone rapped over that never got put out, and there's one that I made before that, using the Suspiria, the old Italian horror movie intro,
Oh, get out.
and Tone remixed that, because Tone's a monster with the beats nowadays.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, shout out to Tone.
Shout
man.
out to
what
Tone.
they gonna do with us, Tone?
nothing.
Nothing. Not a damn
Yeah.
thing.
Yep. But yeah, that was the first that I put out, and I still have some that I didn't put out. But that was the first, because I've been rapping
Yeah.
since I just told you, since the Carter 3 came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
and I always just was a writer, But that was the first time that and I'll do more on my next project. I'll probably self-produce some. I know Tone's working on a whole self-produced album,
Yeah.
and that's about to be crazy.
Yeah. Can't wait.
But yeah, that was the first song that I ever put out with me making the beat and rapping on it. And it's different rapping on beats that you made too, because you think about the beat differently, because you're not just hearing it for the first time. And like when I hear a beat for the first time, I automatically think of like the flow or the cadence
Mm-hmm.
that I kind of come up with the flow before I put words to it.
Right.
But when you made the beat, you hear every instrument different. I don't know. It's weird.
Right.
I actually prefer rapping on other people's beats and having other people rap on mine, because when I like hearing a fresh beat, I like the process of like listening through beats like we've done a million times over however many projects we've made together, and listening through beats until something that somebody else made that was creative just automatically connects in line with your ability to be creative and like you just have that mesh all of a sudden. You listen to 25 beats and you know 10 of them were hard but there was that one that you were like, I need to do this immediately. Like
right.
I do love that. I love the beat picking experience.
Yeah, one question I wanted to ask for sure, man. Like, like how does it feel, man, when you're on stage, right? And being underestimated, and you know what I mean by that. Like when you walk,
yeah.
you walk into the spot, they don't know what to expect,
They look
and
at
then
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then by the time you leave that fucking stage,
Yeah.
they understand. why you
Everybody
was
with
up there.
eyes thinks they know what I'm gonna do.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. No, I love it. Yeah, it's dope, man. I love
Yeah.
it. It's awesome.
Element
like,
of surprise.
for sure. And like I think I can be competitive sometimes.
Yes.
Like I love a challenge and
yeah.
So this is what I love to do, and so it's been my life since I was a teenager, and I think sometimes people look at me and they think this white boy couldn't possibly be as dedicated to this as I am.
Right.
And but I don't fault anybody for it. Why should they think that?
Right, I get it.
I don't listen to white rappers. Like for real. But it's awesome, man. Yeah, it's awesome. I love getting on stage. If somebody comes up to me after a show and tells me, "Wow, I wasn't expecting that from you," or anytime the response is good,
yeah,
and
it's
what they
always
have to
good.
say is, "Wow, I didn't expect that." I love that.
Good. It's
Yeah.
always good, and it's funny because I play your music, and they get super into it, and when they find out who you are, they always just blown away, bro. Like at your ability, because like I feel like you have you're like something rare in hip hop. There's another artist out there. What's his name? He just did the White Man Can't Jump remake. Jack Harlow.
Oh, yeah.
And not to compare, but just in the sense of staying true to himself as opposed to like trying to like fit a mold. Because
For sure.
I feel like as an artist, like that's the most important thing is to try to like stay true to yourself. You look at artists like what was it 6ix9ine who had to try to put on for acceptance.
For sure, and
although it worked, it didn't last. And I think
that's a part of the era we live in now.
Sure.
Clickbaity, shit that just gets a lot of attention, makes money, but that doesn't necessarily mean that people like respect or have a connection to the music. But that shit was going off in clubs, I appreciate what you're saying, and like to piggyback off that, like back to what we were saying earlier. We're two people who think that bars are still important, and
Sure.
but I don't fault anyone for making music that's just fun, because sometimes I
Sure.
like to make music that's just
Sure.
fun too, like just shit that that creates a vibe.
That's what it's
But
all
I
about.
also look at music as, we actually just had this conversation the other day, like music isn't just something that I do because I want people to see me as what music is something that I do every day, that I've always done, that is just like it's just an outlet for me.
Sure.
So when I make music, and what we were talking about the other day, it's just because I want to and because I need to, because that's my expression. And I look at everything that I create as my legacy.
And
like
you leave a legacy, bro.
People long after I'm gone can listen back to all the things that I've said on my records, and they'll understand like a little bit about me, about my personality, what's funny, what's dope, what's fly, what my sense of humor, so I think that's something that in this, like, they all, people say the microwave era, like everything's one hit and you're gone and we're on to the next thing. Like, that's something I miss about music, because I have always been somebody who gravitates towards the person. Like, if I didn't even know you, like, your catalog of music is impeccable. It's longer than probably most people could even think about. It's nothing to sneeze at, bro.
Right,
like,
right.
it's
Appreciate you, bro.
And so if I didn't know you as well as I did, just listening to your catalog, I would know you. You know, I would know about you. I would know, you know, I would know a lot about you. Like, and that speaks to the way that you write. Well, don't write.
Yeah, right,
the way that you come up with shit off the top, and
off the head.
Yeah, I think it's important to I think it's important to put your personality into music, and so that's what I do, and I think I do it fucking well, and that's why people don't expect me to rap that well.
And I what I love about it, right? So when I show them, and then they hear you, and then they get to appreciate it in a different light, because as they now gravitate, because what happens with white rappers is that they get categorized in that just as white rappers, you know.
Sure.
So it's like that's where the comparisons start to come in. But what I always hear when they listen to you is like, yo, you're just dope rapper, period. So it's like that you don't fit that
Word.
That you have a way of using your ability to rap, bro, and then just your chill personality on top of that. Like that's what I was saying about like you never try to like ever be anything other than Galaxy, and like that's what I love about you, and then with me, because that's who I try to be. I try to be who I am on wax.
For
so
sure.
Like when I listen to you as a music, and then I meet you, that's why it's like so funny, because they don't know
me.
You,
yeah,
and then
right.
they meet you, and
but they get the organic
you.
just perception to the music before they see me or meet me or anything.
And then it's like, oh, and it all makes sense, man. I have so many, like I said, like stories to where it's like they hear you and they like, holy shit, who the fuck is that?
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So like
that's always humbling to me. Like, I love,
bro.
you know, I think as artists we all, you know, there's a little bit of a, you know, we like attention.
Sure.
You know, we like attention. So, you know, I feel like when you create something that you know is dope, the best feeling in the world is sharing that with somebody else who can relate to it, who it can, you know, like, I like to pride myself on feeling like I know I have songs that, I have songs that'll make you cry, to songs that'll make you jump up and down with excitement, and to songs that, you know, I like to make you think, and songs that make you laugh, and you know, because music is your expression of yourself. So every part of yourself ends up in the music.
And what's awesome, man, not to boast about the team, but I will. What's awesome is that we have
Big Untouched.
Big Untouched. Like, we have such a collection of talent, and we're all different in so many different ways, bro.
That's
like,
an understatement.
From where we're born, from upbringing, and we all have like that, what you said, like-minded mentality, where we all grind and hustle and appreciate each other. And there's no haters.
Nothing could deter us from
haters
that.
In our circle.
Exactly.
Bro. There's no haters in our circle, bro.
If one of us wins, we all win.
We all win, bro. And I love that mentality. And
me too.
We keep pushing forward. And I think if more people adopted that, not just, you know, in career-driven spaces, but just in life, you know, things would be a lot easier for people to work talk, work with each other, communicate. That's what I want to do with the show too. I want us to be able to reach out to people who just want to have a voice, just have a moment to just have a conversation. And man, I love our diversity.
For sure.
Know, I think we're an example, like a fucking example of the dream. They always talk about like that Martin Luther King failed. Like, I think
for sure
in ways
the modern American dream, you know, like the just the example of it doesn't have to be that hard.
No,
you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be that hard.
All.
People just, you know, build walls in front of themselves and make life way harder than it needs to be. And like, yeah, it's all about connecting with people who are like-minded and have the same visions and aspirations as you, and like that's what we've done so well.
And we done traveled, man, and been all different places, bro, hitting stages. And it's like, when they see us, they see that, you know, they see me, you, and Tone being Puerto Rican, just the diversity that we have within, you know, our team, you know, Sippy and
For sure.
you know, how we all carry ourselves, man. Free
Yeah.
Sev until Sev free, man. Sev
sure.
coming home soon, and yeah, it's, you know, everyone from JP, even JP has such a different
We
way
all
to
have-
approach it. It's like, wow, like we all are so different, and to be able to work together and do what we like on our own thing too, because you got an album coming out. We was talking about Tone's album.
For sure. Yeah, I got an album coming out too.
Soon,
Yep,
bro. Like,
definitely.
I can't wait to see.
And this
what
is
you
going
do
to be
with
a
that one.
special one too, because I've been really like piecing together songs over the last like multiple years of my life, where I've gone through a lot of different phases and just things in my life. So
You got a title? I'm not sure if you shared that with me, bro. I'm trying to remember if you told me about a title.
it's in the process.
Okay.
We're between
Got
a few, and I can't. I
Got
won't.
it.
I don't want to say it yet.
I
You
got
know,
it,
but
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay tuned for that Galaxy album, my man.
For sure.
Galaxy the rapper, man. He is the
rapper.
really like that. He is the rapper. You hear me? And now speaking of that, man, would you like to share the story of like the name, how you came about with the name Galaxy the rapper?
Yeah. There's not really much story. I just came up with it one day. No, when I first started, like I said, like, you know, I started when I was in high school. When I was like 12, 13, I started rapping, and like literally by like 14, I had a mixtape out that I just recorded on a laptop at home. And I remember originally I had a couple friends who made music at the time, not a lot, but different friends who were into different types of music, like some who rapped and some who made beats, and I kind of just was thinking I wanted to create a music page, and I wanted to share all of like the music that I would be creating and people who I knew they would be creating. And I don't know, I just came up with Galaxy. Like I must have been high one day out of
That's
this
where you
world, and so I thought, but I created the page as
He was like,
Galaxy Music.
yeah.
And so it was going to be just like and this was early, like SoundCloud hadn't really popped yet.
Yeah.
Like it, you know,
It
it
was
was
in
a
the
few years
beginning
later.
stages.
It was out there, but like
Yeah.
it was a few years later that you had like that. It was quite a few years later that you had that whole like SoundCloud rapper wave.
Yeah.
But it was really like the first place that I put my music out was I had physical CDs that I sold in school, and I put it on DatPiff.
Yeah.
I had DatPiff, and then like
Dat
Reverb
Piff is
Nation
no
at the
longer.
time.
Dat Piff is no longer, right?
I actually
think
think
they
they're
got
still
rid of-
up.
Oh, they are
but
still
something happened with them recently. I remember
it.
what you were talking about.
Yeah.
There was something on that I saw, like an article about.
Yeah.
They might. I'd be surprised if they don't have trouble nowadays putting up all those mixtapes with like unlicensed beats.
Sure.
You know, so maybe some of the
That's-
stuff had to come down,
Sure.
which sucks. You know, if you don't
Yeah.
have that somewhere, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Galaxy Music was supposed to be a page for me and my friends, and then no one was as dedicated as me, and so the only music that ended up going on that page was mine, and then people just started calling me Galaxy.
Gotcha.
It wasn't supposed to be a
Gotcha.
nickname; it was supposed to be like a group name
A
or
group
like
name.
a collective name.
Wow.
But the page ended up being only my music. After
Right.
like a couple months, people started calling me Galaxy.
And it worked.
Yeah,
And it worked.
yeah. So it became my nickname. I
Right.
like it though. I won't
Yeah.
change it
So what made you add the rapper?
because that's what I am.
I love it.
I think I at the time, because I originally was just Galaxy, and then I think there was a time where I remember it was like cool for people to say like, "Yo, I'm not a rapper." Like, it just I don't know
Oh,
why.
I get what
It
you're
was just
saying.
mad cool for people to be like,
Yeah.
"Yo, I'm not a rapper,"
not a
but you
rapper.
were a rapper.
But you
Like
were
you
just
might have been,
rapping.
you know, I'm not a rapper. I'm a musician, and that's
Yeah.
cool. Like me too. I'm a rapper, audio engineer, musician.
Sure.
Like,
Man of many hats.
yeah, but I felt like I wanted to be like, no, I'm a rapper, you know,
And
like
it's
first
dope
and
to
foremost,
identify
like
with that. 'Cause
Yeah.
a lot of people try to stray away from it, and you just said, nah, you know what? I'm gonna identify.
I'm Galaxy the rapper, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's
And that was
dope.
before Chance the Rapper, so he jacked my. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey.
Nah, I'm playing, but
That's great.
that,
That's
yeah,
great. I'm
Galaxy the
crying.
Rapper, and yeah, I just always kept it to that.
That's dope.
Makes me easier to find too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, people Galaxy the Rapper,
only one.
any platform, like.
Yeah.
That pops right
Google-
up.
Google
Google.
you.
Yeah, Google. Yeah. So
Yeah, man.
I like that. But yeah, I wanted people to know, like, oh, like when they look at my song, oh, Galaxy the Rapper. I don't know. I just thought that was, I thought that was dope.
Yo, do you have a favorite stage that you've been on to date?
A favorite stage? I would say, kind of most incredible stage that we were on together.
Mhm.
One of them would have been BB King's Lounge on
Yeah.
42nd Street, Manhattan.
That was dope.
Before that closed, unfortunately. I think that
Yeah.
closed during COVID. There's
Yeah.
still one. There's another one. It might be in Nashville or something. But the one in New York closed,
Yeah.
which sucks because that was like a legendary
That
venue.
was fire.
But that was crazy to perform there. And then for like one of the biggest, like for me, like milestones was performing at, well, it's Northern Lights to me, but Upstate
Sure.
Concert Hall. Now
Yeah.
it's Empire Live, or it's not in Clifton Park anymore. But that was a venue that for me growing up, like I was going to shows young. Like I remember seeing Snoop at Upstate Concert Hall in like 2008, I think. And I mean, I saw Snoop there. I saw Nas there. I saw Juicy J there. I saw French there. Like I saw so many artists there growing up, rock bands and metal bands and stuff too. So it was always like, you know, that was since I was a kid, since I first started, you know, making music. It was always like, how dope would it be
to get on that
to
stage
be on
and
this
rock
stage
that.
that's been like a big part of my like love for music,
A lot
because
of
so many
people
local
touch-
shows that
A lot
I've
of
been
people
on.
touched
Yeah,
that stage too. A lot of people got on there.
for sure, a ton,
Yeah.
like more than I
Ton
can
of
even
people.
think. I've seen so many shows there, more than I can even think of. Like punk, and my sister dragged me to like emo shows there too, like the Used, and I had fun though. And like Attila I saw there, but so many rappers I've seen there. Like
Yeah.
to see, actually it's kind of crazy to see Snoop and Nas in not a small venue, but like a standing room only, intimate room type of venue.
Right.
That place is legendary for that, and that makes me sad that there is just like a Big Lots there now.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Do you have a stage, like a dream stage to perform? Like, is like a place or like a, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
historic. It could be, even if it's just like
it's
you
cliche.
may not know like the venue per se. Like maybe like it could be somewhere overseas, or it could be just like a country, or
Oh yeah, I mean those crazy like outdoor venues in like Europe and shit, like where they just is a sea of people. That would be legendary, you know.
Yeah.
But like it's cliche, but like, you know, like I said, having such a East Coast influence growing up
sure.
with some of my favorite lyricists, like you're kind of ingrained to think Madison
Yeah, the Garden.
and the Garden and the Apollo, you know.
the Apollo.
Like the Apollo is probably up there
I
too.
love the
Yeah.
Apollo. I love the Apollo. I've been there many times, you know, from, you know, growing up in Harlem and Long Island, just bouncing back and forth. Like Apollo was a big deal, man. My mom loved watching that.
Yeah, that's
Word.
that's just legendary. Yeah.
Yeah, that was, forget it.
So yeah, those would probably be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and we will.
Yeah.
It's not like a. That's the thing. Like we were talking about.
Right.
Good things come to those who wait. Like,
Yes,
but
sir.
not those who wait on their ass. Like,
Nope.
to those who are patient. You know,
Patient.
to those who are so determined that you just can't ever break their spirit or stop them. And so, with everything we've done over the years, all the shows we've done, like I'm talking me and you, and
Yeah.
obviously the, you know, Tone and Sev and
Mhm.
JP, and you know the things that we've been able to accomplish as just putting our collective minds together, from starting off just making records and then starting to do shows and traveling all over for shows,
Mhm.
opening up for people who I grew up on as well, like Cameron, Ja Rule,
Mhm.
like me and Tone back in the day, opening up for
Prodigy,
Big Pun's son. He did.
Oh, he
I
did
wasn't
the
there for
Prodigy.
Prodigy.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he did the
Yeah,
Prodigy.
yep. But Chris Rivers, that
Chris
was
Rivers,
me.
he
Yeah,
did
Chris
that,
Rivers.
Yeah.
And then building our own studio.
That was dope.
you know, creating our own livelihood off of something that we just love to do. So it's just, I mean, we're going on, you know, about 10 years of history there.
Yeah, man.
Of just putting our minds together and working on that.
Yeah.
And then I know you've been doing music since you were a kid.
Yes, sir.
I'm 28. I've told you already. I've been making music since I was like 12, 13.
Yeah.
So we really have decades of combined just chasing the craft. And I just look at that as somebody who doesn't give up can't lose.
Right.
You know, someone who doesn't give up can't lose. And I just have no doubts that everything we ever dreamed of, I already like I said, when I first started making music, getting on that stage, getting on the local stage where I saw all these people who are legends to me, that was, in my mind, once I did that, it's over.
You did it, yeah.
I'm out of here. I did it. I performed at my hometown local
mic drop
place where I saw everybody growing up, and and we did that a couple times, and you know. But then once you do that, then you come up with the next goal. You know, okay, cool, scratch that one off the list.
Yeah,
I accomplished all my goals. Let's write a new list.
Yeah, let's get a new list.
Yeah.
People don't like to start over. They feel once they get to a point where they feel like they made it, you know, the local energy, just wanting to just be accepted by your peers so badly that you grew up with. You know, me moving up here, this is a whole new place for me. I didn't grow up here.
Sure.
But I set roots here, and I built something with you guys here.
Yep.
And now, you know, in the 518, we are able to say, hey, we've hit some of the dopest stages.
For sure.
518, and just been able to connect with some dope artists and DJs. You know,
mad people.
Shout out to all the DJs that showed us love. You know, people from just all walks of life.
The DJs.
Yeah, man.
This shit doesn't exist without the DJs.
Without the DJs is nothing, man.
Without the DJs is for sure.
They gotta start breaking talent again. That's when I think artists start understanding. You know, they gotta start, you know, bringing the talent back to the forefront. Like, yo.
I think people don't even realize how important DJs still are in terms of they play music in the club. Like the DJs in the clubs play the music in the clubs, and they're the first ones to be able to see what records work and what don't. You know, they don't really have as much pull to break things on the radio like they used to, because everything's like social media driven.
Right.
But I still feel like, you know, the DJs have like their finger on the pulse of like of what's gonna get popular, because when songs start catching a buzz, they're playing the songs and they get the first-hand reaction of like, this is going up. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is going up. And
I think DJs are some of the biggest fans of music. You know, the way they have to they tap in to what's popping, to what gets the crowd going.
Yeah, absolutely.
They know first.
They gotta know, and that's like, you go out somewhere, and even like shows we've done or just nights we've had out different places. You go out somewhere, and a DJ that knows how to work the crowd can make or break your night anywhere. Yeah. You know, and a good sound guy.
Yeah.
And a good sound guy.
You need a good sound guy.
But yeah, like the DJ that knows how to read the crowds, know how to play the songs that he needs to play to get people on the dance floor, know how to play the songs that get people to take a minute to go back to the bar and buy a drink, because bar has to make money. Like, and obviously radio DJs as well. You know, but yeah, I think DJs performing live in a lot of places, like, that's the first reaction that they get to see, and then if they notice that this song is going crazy in this club or whatever, they're gonna keep playing that, and then that song will catch on. You know? So they still have a pull. Social media has a big pull, you know, and stuff that gets, you know, that's everything nowadays. I mean, that's how really most stuff blows up. But
yeah, speaking of social media, let them know where to find you, bro.
So everything is under Untouched Live for our group, me and Easy and our homies. You know, that's a lot of music.
Lord.
And you already know that if you're listening to this podcast. And then me is Galaxy the Rapper, and that's all streaming platforms and IG as well.
Yep. Galaxy Raps.
Yeah. Oh yeah. IG. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Galaxy the Rapper on all social or on all on all streaming. Streaming. You want to stream me? Galaxy the Rapper.
No doubt.
IG is Galaxy Raps.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
My
Thank you.
God. No doubt. No doubt. I just thought about it too. It popped in. I was like, wait. Yeah. I remember it's shorter.
Yeah, it is. It is
Yeah.
because Galaxy does rap.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do, man. And it's been a pleasure, man, just having you just rocking out with me, bro. And I really
Ain't nothing new.
appreciate it. This is light. This is what we do, bro. And we're gonna do many more. And I can't wait to see what the future holds. You know, in the near future too. We actually got a show next weekend that we got up in Glens Falls. That we got
For the food
to.
trucks.
I think so.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See,
Yeah.
it's always something.
Always something going on, man.
For sure. And you know, I look forward to the future. I know some of the things that are gonna happen in the near future. We're gonna keep putting out a lot of dope music,
Yes, Lord.
dope videos.
And you know it.
Definitely in the future, near future, everyone should go on their phones right now and listen to Summer on the Rocks on the
Yes.
Untouched Live, any streaming
Yes.
platform, Apple, Spotify,
All
Google, iHeart, Amazon. Summer on the Rocks.
Some on the rocks, man.
It's a phenomenal project that displays a lot of the diversity that we were talking about before, from New York rap to melodic rap to lyrical rap to southern. We're basically hitting you in the head with every different style you could want and every style you didn't know you needed yet. So go listen to that.
Yes, Lord. Go listen to that, man. And yo, man, much love always, man.
Yes, sir.
This is always a pleasure, bro.
Always love, bro.
Always there. Always there.
Family right here.
Family. And you know it. And appreciate y'all rocking with us, man, and continue to listen, and we'll continue to bring this content to you. Galaxy is a special talent that needs to be heard. However way we get them out there to be heard, man. Dope talent. Check them out. And we out.
We out. Untouched.
Untouched.